The 2022 and newer Toyota Tundra is riddled with problems from small annoyances to complete breakdown. At least that's what some people think. Let's take a look at the most common problems people are experiencing with these trucks and to see if you should avoid them completely. Make sure to watch to the end, because these problems might not be what they seem. Multiple owners have reported that the puddle lights on their side mirrors pop off randomly. One owner said that the bottom of his mirror, which contains the light and the camera, fell out on the highway and dangled against his door, denting and scratching it. Some owners are extremely frustrated that this annoying problem has caused damage to their trucks, while others are joking about the use of tape or glue to fix it. This is a pretty common issue that many owners run into, where a message appears on the dashboard that says something like active grille shutter malfunction, often accompanied by a prompt to take the vehicle to the dealer for service. The active grille shutter system is located inside the front grille. These shutters are designed to open and close automatically based on driving conditions, such as speed and engine temperature, to improve aerodynamics and fuel efficiency. While it is an innovative feature, it's no surprise that these components don't last forever, and in many cases, not very long at all. These shutters can fail for various reasons, including debris buildup, electrical malfunctions, or wear and tear on the motor or linkage. Repairs for this issue are usually covered under warranty, especially if the truck is still within the coverage period. However, for owners whose vehicles have surpassed the 3-year, 36,000-mile mark, or whatever their basic warranty plan is, they're typically responsible for the repair costs themselves. Unfortunately, this can be a pretty pricey repair for a part that performs such a simple task. A lot of owners of the new Toyota Tundra have been complaining about annoying wind noise coming from the windows, especially at higher speeds. It's most noticeable around the front doors, where it seems like the seals or alignment aren't doing their job properly, almost like the window is cracked open. Some drivers describe it as a constant whistling or whooshing sound that gets louder the faster they go, making highway driving pretty frustrating. The window kind of rattles around in the track rather than being tightly secured the way it should be. It seems to happen when the windows are fully rolled up, which makes it clear it's more about the design or fitment and not a one-off issue. Toyota hasn't issued a recall for the problem, but some owners have had success getting it fixed under warranty. Dealerships often try resealing or adjusting the window frames, but for others, the problem comes back, leaving them stuck with a truck that's much noisier than it should be. Some owners take it upon themselves to use tape or foam to try and tighten the seal. Another extremely common issue many Tundra owners are dealing with is the driver's seat cracking. The plastic trim on the side of the seat just doesn't hold up well to the daily wear and tear of drivers getting in and out. This causes small to medium-sized cracks to develop, and it's frustrating. What's even more annoying is that it's not just happening to larger individuals or those who are rough on their seats. It's not because people aren't using their running boards or being too tough on the seat cushion. In fact, a lot of people are fully aware of this issue and are going out of their way to be extra careful, with some even trying to levitate over the seat while getting in and out in an effort to avoid putting stress on the plastic, yet they still end up with cracked seats. This problem keeps occurring, even with trucks that are practically brand new. A common issue with the seats that have adjustable thigh extensions is that the extension doesn't always work, which means you'll need to take a trip to the dealer to get it checked out. This problem only affects the higher trim levels, since the lower trims don't have this feature, which, by the way, is a nice addition when it actually works. On top of that, the seats squeak whenever you lean against them. While this has been a problem across different Tundra generations, these seats are especially noisy. The adjustable airbags inside the seats creak and groan every time you lean back. If this is happening now, what will the seats and interiors look like after 5 or 10 years of use? It's definitely concerning and adds frustration for buyers who expected more durability from their trucks. The Tundra has a new bumper design that really stands out compared to other trucks on the market. A lot of people think it looks great, but some owners are running into some pretty annoying issues with it, such as part of the bumper falling off. Aside from the fact that there's nothing to step on to get into the bed unless you purchase the rear bed step, its fitment leaves a lot to be desired. Many owners are complaining that the rear bumper isn't lined up right, with a much bigger gap on one side than the other. But that's not the only problem. Some owners are noticing that the bumper panels aren't secured properly, so they end up popping out of place. For something as simple as a bumper, you'd expect it to hold up better, or at least not fall out on its own. Toyota has admitted there's an issue, and they put out a TSB to try to fix it. While that's a good start, it's hard to say if this will completely solve the problem for everyone. New Tundras are routinely displaying a message saying parking brake support malfunction. People are experiencing this warning message after owning their new Tundras that are less than 1 week old, with many others at extremely low mileage. It's not exactly clear what's causing this message because the fixes don't seem to be all the same, but it does seem to be an electrical glitch. The radio knobs of all things in the Tundra with the larger screens are so flimsy it's honestly surprising. They're extremely delicate, to the point where tons of owners are reporting the same issue. The knobs just fall off during regular everyday use. It's frustrating because this kind of thing feels so out of character for a truck like the Tundra. The Tundra has always had this reputation for being a rugged, well-built, no-nonsense truck that can handle anything you throw at it. For decades, people have relied on these trucks, expecting them to be tough, durable, and practically indestructible. That's what longtime Tundra owners have come to expect. This isn't a new problem either. Ever since this generation of Tundra came out, people have been complaining about these defective knobs, and yet somehow, Toyota hasn't made the fix. What's really baffling is that this doesn't seem like a complicated or expensive issue to address. It's just a knob. It shouldn't be so hard to redesign it or use sturdier materials. So why is this still happening? Why are trucks rolling off the assembly line with the same weak, easily breakable knobs? Are they even paying attention to the feedback? This kind of issue, while small in the grand scheme of things, leaves a bad taste in the mouths of owners who expect better. One of the biggest issues people are talking about with their new Tundra is engine failure. Many owners have reported their engines completely failing, without much, if any, warning. Most of the time, it happens while driving. Power suddenly cuts out, and the drivers are left hoping they can safely pull off the road. Unfortunately, in almost every case, the truck has to be towed to the dealer for repairs. Toyota has explained that the problem is caused by improper machining during production, which left debris inside the engine. Over time, that debris can break loose, circulate through the engine, and cause severe damage, including clogged oil passages. No amount of maintenance or care can prevent this issue, because once the debris is in that engine, there's no getting rid of it. To address this, Toyota has recalled 2022 and some early 2023 models, which amounts to about 100,000 trucks. Owners who have already experienced engine failure have received partial engine replacements. However, once Toyota starts replacing engines in trucks that haven't failed yet, those owners will get a completely new engine, both of which require removing the entire cab of the truck. Interestingly, the recall excludes hybrid models, supposedly because they can still drive a short distance using electric power to get off the highway. Hybrids have also been experiencing engine failures, just not nearly as often. What's even more concerning is that 2024 and 2025 models are still experiencing engine failures, yet the recall hasn't expanded to include them. Most of these trucks are still covered under the powertrain warranty, so owners can get their engines replaced for free even if their truck isn't part of the recall. But for those who are outside the warranty mileage and not covered by the recall, the situation is much more frustrating and costly. We'd all like to believe Toyota has fully addressed the issue by now, and they're probably taking steps to fix it. But it's impossible to ignore the fact that 3 years into production, engines are still failing on new trucks. It points to an ongoing quality control problem, which explains some of the other issues with the truck. For a brand with a reputation for reliability, this has left a lot of people disappointed and concerned. Many owners report a noticeable dead spot on the gas pedal when accelerating from a stop, mostly with the non-hybrid I-Force engine, which makes it tough to handle at times. When you press the gas pedal, there's a brief moment where nothing happens. You press harder, still nothing, and then suddenly the truck takes off. This causes a jerky start from a stop and can feel a little dangerous, especially in traffic. It's pretty unnerving when you're trying to merge into traffic and the truck hesitates like that. It's been a problem for years in various Toyota and Lexus products, and it's unknown if the problem has been resolved, even though it could likely be fixed with a simple software update. Most owners don't fully get used to it either. While it's not a deal breaker, it's definitely something to keep in mind, as it can be both annoying and a potential safety concern. Unfortunately, the recalls and ongoing issues with the new Tundra are really dragging down its resale value, while making the second generation V8 models more appealing. The V8 engine in those trucks is known for going several 100,000 miles without major issues. Sure, it's had some annoying problems over the years, but overall, it's been a really reliable truck, probably one of the best full-size trucks ever made. While the Tundra seems to be dealing with its fair share of problems, it's hard to know exactly how widespread they are. If you spend time reading online, you'll come across plenty of complaints and problems, but it's tough to say how these stack up against other trucks on the market. Even though this sounds like tons of problems, most owners aren't experiencing all of them, but even 2 or 3 is enough to cause frustration. So what's your take on the new Tundra? Would you still consider buying one? And how would you feel about needing the engine replaced on a truck that's practically brand new?